Welcome to the Abracadamn podcast, and I'm your host, stand-up comedy magician Danny Whitson. I hope all y'all are still grinding, and if you've gotten knocked down, well, get back up, baby. You got this. So far, I'm having a good week. Yes, I'm getting some things done and accomplished. Now, I'll be honest, I don't want to ramble too much this episode, but I do want to give a quick shout-out to Chick-fil-A. They have took the drive-thru to a whole new level, y'all. I mean, regardless if you like Chick-fil-A or not, their drive-thru, man, I didn't know if I was getting a chicken sandwich or if I was trying to cross the U.S.-Canadian border. I mean, they are out there with walkie-talkies. There's 4 or 5 people. It's insane. They do not play. Chick-fil-A does not play. One more quick observation that happened this week, and I noticed, which I was kind of shocked that these people exist. But I was in a grocery store, and I was having someone help me find an item, one of the people who worked there, and I showed the picture on my phone, and they thought it was necessary to touch the screen on my phone. Now, I don't know about you, but my phone is funky. The screen, I can't imagine how dirty the screen on my phone probably is. So all I'm saying is if you will touch a total stranger's phone screen, you're probably licking doorknobs and eating dirty socks too. So just let you know those people are out there. But anyways, let's get into today's show sponsors. This episode is brought to you by Rosie's Tattoos. That's custom tattoos designed to suit your style in a friendly and clean environment. Now, I've been going to Rosie for over a year now, and she has been working on my sleeve, and we're almost done, and I love her work that she's done on my arm. I get compliments all the time. So I tell you what, if you've ever thought about getting a tattoo, or if you just want to get another tattoo, check out Rosie Tattoos, okay? She gives free constellations online on Facebook Messenger and Instagram, or you can email her at rosietattoo@yahoo.com. Give her a call at 865-281-3451, and she's located at 5710 Kingston Pike, Knoxville, Tennessee. Rosie Tattoos. Get your tattoo today, your ink therapy today by Rosie Tattoo. This episode is also brought to you by Bob's Washboard Wash and Fold Services. Now, guys, I'll be honest, I hate doing laundry. I don't have time to do it most times. It just piles up and it sits there and stares at me. So let Bob do it. That's right, Bob's Wash and Fold. You could take it there, you drop it off, leave, go do something fun, do whatever you want to do, come back, and it will be clean, dry, and folded and ready for you to move on with your life. Bob's Wash and Fold Service, located at 122 Randolph Road, Oak Ridge, Tennessee. And be sure to give Bob a call at 865-951-3237. Drop it off, pick it up. Let Bob take care of your laundry. Okay. Now, I really, truly am excited for this episode because I had the pleasure a couple years back meeting today's guests. And I got to perform at one of their events, and it was just a fantastic time. They are some of the sweetest and nicest human beings you'll ever meet. Now, the star of this episode is somebody who I know you have seen all over social media, all over the internet. You've seen on television. She is a super talented little girl who does her own Zumba dance videos, and they are the cutest thing you will ever see. So please sit back and relax and enjoy my fun conversation with Scott and Audrey Nethery of Audrey's Dba photo booth. All right, I'm excited to have Scott and Audrey Nethery. How you guys doing?
We're good. How are you doing, Audrey?
Good.
Awesome. Well, I tell you what, now I've had the pleasure of meeting you guys a few years back.
Yep.
But for the listeners who may not know right off the bat who you guys are, go ahead and introduce yourself there, Scott.
Okay. Well, my name is Scott Nethery. Really, the star of the show is my daughter, Audrey Nethery. She has had, several is not even a good word. She's had a ton of viral videos. She kind of became a social media star, I guess, about 5 years ago, maybe even longer. I lose track of things. The thing about my daughter is that we started sharing videos because of the rare blood illness that she was born with called diamond black fan anemia. So we wanted to raise awareness, and we were honestly just sharing the videos for a local benefit that we have just about every year when we're not in quarantine. And people started sharing the videos, and they just blew up, and they kind of got us to where we are now with Audrey. And her Facebook page is around 1.6 million followers, and her YouTube is now like 1.1 million followers. So keep adding, the numbers just keep going up.
That's incredible. It really is. And you hear so many bad stories about the internet or how the internet can be, but this is one of those real positive things that, before I saw any of Audrey's videos, I had no clue what diamond black fan anemia was, never heard of it. And it's not one of those things
Right.
that you typically hear about.
That's right. There's only around 1,000 people worldwide that are diagnosed with this. So it's a very, very rare illness. And it thankfully, through our efforts and other families, we're a tight knit community. The individuals with DBA, their families, we all have connected on Facebook, and we've met as many in the real world as we can. And it just, anything that can bring more awareness to diamond black fan anemia, to help with, paying for research that is needed. And honestly, thankfully, I can say there's a lot of research that is occurring. And, there's a lot of really good leads. We're not where we need to be yet.
Well, like I said, I'm impressed, especially from one father to another, the way you have, you've used the internet for a tool in an impressive way. Now with Audrey, this is what's interesting on the viral thing is, like, Scott, me and you, brother, we're old dogs. So when we look at
Right.
at things going viral, that can be like mind blowing to me and you. But like Audrey, who has seen the internet her entire life, it's been here forever like water, and she has been a superstar. I mean, how old was she whenever she went viral?
I'm thinking probably 5 or 6. So you were 6?
6 going on 7.
Okay, 6 going on 7. So yeah, that puts us at
7.
around 5, maybe a little longer than 5 years with the viral videos.
How does my own father not know my age?
I know your age. You're 12. Now you can add and subtract. So
that's okay. So now Audrey, whenever she's 5 or 6, what is that? Kindergarten, first grade. That's
Yeah.
So whenever she went to school, did the kids already know who she was? Had they seen her videos yet?
Audrey?
My friends who
speak a little louder.
My friends who people did not know who I was then. So no.
But so people found out.
They didn't know you then.
People did find out. So I think I was okay, so let's see. I'm gonna do the math. Okay, so let's okay, so I was in kindergarten when I started, but no, people did not know who I was because I don't think we started until I was a little later in kindergarten. And well, we were only 6 at the time, so no one could watch, so they couldn't watch it.
You actually had viral videos before you went to St. Edward's. The Zumba, That's when the Zumba thing blew up. You were that was before you were at
Okay, but
school.
they can't watch YouTube yet.
Well, yeah, parents were probably blocking that, I would imagine. Yeah.
That's true.
But yeah.
That is true.
Yeah, she started with Zumba. The whole Zumba thing is what really blew her up, and really got it to go. You know, this cute girl doing, you know, the Zumba dances and things, and that was a lot of fun. We really enjoyed that. So
kind of, I guess for Audrey, there wasn't really almost like a shock to, like, I know people, you know, like I said, I mentioned, I talked to Rodney Norman. He went viral in June. Now, Rodney is, you know, he's been around a while, you know,
yeah.
And he said his life changed drastically pretty much overnight. But for Audrey, you know, her life was just getting started. So this is kind of maybe the norm for her in a way, I guess.
In some ways, she would get a little, what's a good word for it? Freaked out's not a good word, but, you know, basically it would surprise her. We'd just be walking in a local mall and people would come up and, oh my gosh, that's the little Zumba girl. And, you know, can I take a picture? And, you know, with that stuff, it's fine. You know, we don't mind. A few of them tried to get a little too handsy, which, you know, we didn't care for, try to, you know, kiss her on the forehead or something like that.
Oh yeah, I actually had multiple people kiss me on my cheek or my forehead.
And, you know, it's like, we understand the sentiment and the sentiment is great, but, you know, that's a little forward.
Absolutely.
You know?
It is, you know, that's, that would, that's 100% understandable.
Yeah. I was just going to say, thankfully, the vast majority of people that we would run into were super nice, super considerate, I guess is a really good word for that. And, you know, they just want a picture or something, or just talk for a second. You know, we enjoy that, actually. That part of it is great. We love to meet people that have followed Audrey, and, you know, people that I see, you know, we've met a few that are big time posters, you know, that will comment on her videos. And we've actually met a few of them, and that's great. You know, we love me. Heck, we met you at one of the benefits, you know. We really enjoy that part. And thankfully, vast majority of it's positive.
That's awesome. Now, here's the cool thing. This is the super cool thing is, you know, Audrey's videos have took her all the way to the Rachel Ray show.
Yeah.
So, Audrey, what was that like? What was it like going on the Rachel Ray show?
Okay, so most of it was pretty, like, fun. When we would get to go to different places. My first time there was absolutely so much fun. The plane ride, it was, but because, like, you know, like,
It's your first plane ride.
Well,
Okay.
it was because, like, the pressure going into your ears, it kind of was, like, overwhelming. And I've never been on a plane before. Well, my parents have. I don't know.
Yeah, we had.
And well, it was just so much fun. But the best part about the first one is I've never been to American Girl, so my parents got me my first American Girl doll, and it was the Girl Dog the Year, Grace, and I still have her. She's in my room, but I'm not gonna bring her down because she's I don't know, hanging with her other siblings, which are my other babies.
Well, they can't see her anyway, so it's okay. Yeah, that was a really cool thing. Audrey was super into American Girl, whatever, you know. And there's not a store here in Louisville, so
there's one in
there's one in Georgia.
So
Yep.
when we go there, we can go.
Yeah.
I think there's one in Nashville, isn't there? I have a daughter too.
So.
There.
Yeah, we've actually been to the one in Nashville.
That's where I got my first Willy wishes.
Oh, okay. So we've been to the one in Atlanta. Audrey's auntie lives in Atlanta, Georgia, and her uncle Darren.
And she treated me, my mom, and her friend to lunch. Well, not treated. We went there, and and we also went with my gaga. And we had a very nice lunch. I took and I got cupcakes, and I got to decorate them.
Yeah, sure did. And we don't want to leave Columbus out. We've got some really good friends in Columbus that we've met and gone to that one. And then, of course, New York.
Yeah.
And that was the first time. And it was, it's like 3 or 4 floors in New York, and it's just really overwhelming. You go in and it's just everywhere. So, but she was really, really happy about that. That was a really good trip. That was fun.
And now the Rachel Ray show, that's filmed in Los Angeles or New
York.
New York. Okay.
Yeah, it's filmed in New York, so that's why it worked out so good. When we went, we made sure that we had some time to just do a few things that we wanted. It was mine and Audrey's first time. My first time in New York where we could do anything. We've actually done a cruise out of New York, but we weren't there very long at all.
I forgot to add something. So also with the question about like how was the Rachel Ray show, it was also very hectic because it was always like, okay, you have to wear this because we're going to go shoot here. And then it's like a lot of stuff going on to wear at the nighttime. I'm like, I just want to go to bed.
And those would have been she's been on Rachel Ray like 7 or 8 times. And the first time that we went, she did a Zumba routine with 2 professional Zumba dancers that we had met at the convention, the Zumba convention in Florida the year before. Or not quite a year, but where that was one of her videos that blew up. And Rachel Ray show wanted us to continue to come back. And, we were very excited about that. And the next visits, that's what she means by hectic, is that we had a lot of places to go and a lot of filming to do.
Yeah.
And hectic is a good word for it, but it was also just a wonderful time and a wonderful experience. And we have actually met lifelong friends, through that show.
There is this one embarrassing time when we went. So this was actually when we went to California to shoot, and then we were going to go back to New York. So we went to California, and we had cameramans and people like that.
Jesse.
So we had Jesse come. And we were filming because, so we went by these expensive shops. We didn't buy anything, but he gave me fake shopping bags and put just random stuff in it. And then this one lady came out. She didn't know who I was, but she just saw me carrying bags and saw a camera, and she was like, "Yeah, take my bag." And that was really embarrassing.
It was Louis Vuitton. So it was, in LA and, in the ritzy part and, it was Beverly Hills. Okay. So on Rodeo Drive and, Julie and I were like, we're not even walking into these stores because, unless they're going to buy us something, we're not going to pay for it. But this lady came out with the bag, and Jesse was really cool because he did the shoot with it. But then after she left, he said, we can't use that because it had a name on it. And they, have to get permission and the different things. So it was really cool though that he, worked with her, so to speak, didn't want to say, no, lady, just move on down the road.
Well, this is, okay. I remember when I believe it was at Audrey's birthday. It was almost like a fundraiser thing you guys were doing where I met you guys.
No, it was just a benefit.
Just a bit. Okay.
Yeah, it was, I think it was our first really big benefit. Well, it was the second benefit we'd had, but it was the first after she had kind of blown up in popularity on social media. Because
that's where I've seen her videos, and Audrey, her videos, boy, she would pull your heartstrings too, because she was just so stinking cute. But one thing that I noticed when I was up there is that you, Scott, first of all, can jam out, brother.
Thank you.
And also, I'll never forget seeing Audrey going up, and I believe she was singing a Beatles song, the lyrics to one of the Beatles songs.
Yeah, the band I'm sorry.
Well, no. How? I mean, she was young then, and I was like, wow, this kid, is singing the Beatles.
Yeah.
So you guys are, I think you guys are entertainers. You guys are natural born entertainers, it looks like.
Yeah, I've played music since I was her age, and 2 of the guys that were in that I'm still with that band, by the way, that was playing at the benefit.
What's
2 of the guys I'm sorry.
What's the name of the band?
Well, we're still kind of stuck on that.
The rainbow. I know the rainbow have dudes, and then you just get
the rainbow hair dudes.
No,
Now,
and then
is
you
that
get
really a good name for me? You know?
and then you get fake rainbow
Oh,
hair.
okay, fake hair. That would work. We've gone through a couple. One name that we like is Blue Condition, and another one is 5 Star, but we really haven't decided.
The real name.
Oh, and I don't know if age appropriate or whatever, but my wife, and you can edit this out if you need to, but my wife, we practice in my basement when, you know, there's not the coronavirus going around.
I know my name.
And when we came up, we were talking about names, and she said, "How about the dumbasses in my basement?" So, and I actually liked it, but they were like, "No, I don't think so."
By the way, that's staying in the podcast. So,
Daddy, I say you do that.
But yeah, Audrey, she would, you know, in the car when we're driving around, I'm a big Beatle fan, which a lot of people are, and she would sing the tunes with me when she'd be in the back seat. And so, you know, the band that most of the music that we do is original. We write it all at this point, but we threw in a couple Beatle tunes. And that day we did "I Am the Walrus." And Audrey knew all the lyrics, probably still knows all the lyrics, but yeah, she came up and sang with us, and that was a good time.
that was impressive. That was cool to see her rock out, man. That was.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, let me ask you this, because Audrey, are you? I mean, you've got plenty of time to make up your mind and change your mind and make up your mind. But do you want to be in show business when you grow up, or do you want to? What do you want to do?
I don't know, because because I wanted to do culinary, and then I was like, but maybe I want to be a dance teacher. So I don't know, like either a dance teacher or culinary, or maybe even perform on stage. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think she would be fantastic at any 3 of those.
Yeah. One of our videos that we do is called Audrey's Kitchen, and she'll basically bake with me, even though I'm running the camera. If Julie's around, we get her help too, because it can get a little.
The cookies from the cookie lady.
Okay, well, we're in the middle of this right now. So you know, we'll pick a dish. Usually it's a baked good. Audrey really likes to bake, and you know, we do just Audrey helping out and cooking or doing it all herself, and it's been a really popular video type that she's done, and she likes to cook, so it doesn't surprise me that she just said, you know, something in the culinary. So.
Oh yeah, well, Mom got it for Valentine's Day, and I never did.
Well, we'll do. Her mom bought us a cookie decorating kit that we haven't done yet, so that's what she's referencing.
Well, I tell you what, Audrey, I'm gonna have to check out your cooking show, and if it was ever on the Food Network or Cook TV or something like that, I would watch the show.
Well, there you go. That's cool. Yeah, just go to her Facebook or YouTube, and I name all of them are titled Audrey's Kitchen, and then whatever we're cooking.
I'm just gonna say something.
Or baking.
So most of my videos, you title them, but I would title them a bit better.
Okay, well, you're welcome to put forward any titles that you want, and I'll use them. Okay. I'd appreciate the help. So
Audrey, do you ever have to sign any autographs at school or anything like that?
No. A lot of people, well, not a lot of people, but mainly people reference that to me, not every day, but most days it's no, not most days. Some days it's someone's like, how was it like to meet this person, or meet stuck in the middle or something, and I'm over here waiting in the lunch line, because it mainly happened to me in the lunch line, because you can line up and there's people, and I'm over here I don't know, I don't want to talk about it, I'm at school.
So yeah, you're just like, leave me alone, children. Yes.
Yeah, and it's mainly the boys, and I'm just gonna say, I don't get along with anyone besides my friends and my girls.
I think she's putting on with that a little much.
No, I am not.
You get along with everybody.
Dad, if you went to my school, you would know.
I've been to your school.
You don't live there like I do.
Yeah, I hear you.
Well, I tell you what. Hey, Audrey, do you want to see a magic trick?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I'm going to do a mind reading trick. That was my
Is that the cat?
I just heard that. Yep, that's Doris. Where are you at, Doris? She's not made an entrance yet. She just knocked some over. Okay, Audrey, we're gonna do a mind reading trick, okay?
Okay.
And I'm gonna use the deck of cards. So here, hold on. Let me get my cards out. And can you see the cards?
Yes.
Okay. Think of one of those cards. Don't tell me yet, but just think of one, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Do you got it?
Yes.
All right. You know, I like to do this for smart people, Audrey, and you're smart. So I'm not doing it for Scott. Here we go.
Yeah, there you go.
Here we go. What I'm going to do, I'm going to hold the deck of cards up here. This is the whole deck, and I've mixed the cards up, by the way. I've lost your card in here.
Okay.
Okay. That's perfect. I tell you what, I'm going to try to cut the deck. Hold on here. So I can be obligated. All right, Audrey, I have cut the deck. So now I'm obligated. What was the card you were just thinking of?
A jack.
A jack? Hold on real quick, Audrey. Was it a black jack?
I think so. I'm not very good at
I tell you what, Audrey, look at the camera.
Okay.
Is that the card?
That is awesome. Oh man.
And
Very
for you guys
cool.
listening, you hear how smart Audrey is. Okay, there's plenty of adults that would have screwed that up. So Audrey, you are amazing. Thank you. But yeah, I had fun coming up there. It was great visiting you guys and getting to do some magic, especially for Audrey. She was awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool.
And I tell you what, this is something else that I want to do for Audrey. Is I'm going to get this in the mail for you, Audrey. You deserve this, but it's a Danny Whitson Magic and Comedy prank kit.
Oh, cool.
Cool.
Yeah, do you like practical jokes and pranks? I'm sure your mom's going to love this. But yeah, it's got the whole 9 yards. It's got the
Awesome.
hand cards, all that. You can play pranks on your dad, your mom, and all your friends, and the stupid boys that try to talk to you.
No, there you go.
Punchline.
Dad will back that one up.
Well, I tell you what, so whenever you guys were doing the videos and stuff, Scott, I mean, it seems like a lot of time would probably, just in the videos sometimes that I shoot of doing magic, sometimes I have to do 2 or 3 takes just to get stuff right. Is that kind of how you guys roll, or is Audrey like, a 1-take wonder?
It really depends on the video. I'll say the majority of the videos we do are spontaneous. She'll want to do something and we just let it go. Very rarely have we stopped and, said, no, let's, do something else. Every once in a while she might show that she's a 10, 11-year-old girl. And
I'm a 12-year-old.
I'm talking like in the past. I know you're 12 now. I'm saying a few years ago. And have a meltdown or something, and we, we'd have to stop at that point.
I don't have meltdowns.
Not much anymore. No.
Dad, no, I don't have meltdowns at all.
Oh,
I just
okay.
simply say I don't want to do it.
No, I mean when we're doing a video. But yeah, we're mostly all spontaneous. So there's not really. The only thought we really put into it is what are you going to do? What do you want to do? And then that's it. And then she goes, and that she'll decide what she wants to cook or what she wants to bake, or we'll offer suggestions, and she'll do that, and we just turn the video camera on, or the phone on, I should say, and film it. And that's it.
yesterday, my parents didn't. Well, it's mainly my dad. My mom doesn't necessarily do that stuff. Now, when we went to the cat cafe, she did film it, but like my mom was more like, "Okay, you don't want to do it, okay." But my dad's more like, "Okay. I mean, it's fine if you don't want to do it, but I want you to do it."
I'm her social media manager, so to speak. You know, we don't have to put a video out every day, but I like to do at least one a week, just so, you know, people really do care about what's going on and how Audrey's doing. And, you know, I do like to keep that connection with everybody. So yeah, sometimes I ask her, "Yeah, can we do one of these?" And she's just not feeling it, then, you know, we'll do it tomorrow. You know, something like that.
Sometimes you're not always like that.
Well, and Dad has a bad day every once in a while too. So.
Yeah, true. But yesterday, my parents didn't say, "Oh, you have to film." I just took my dad's phone because, well, I don't know. I instead of asking, I just took it because it was right there, and I started to film.
Yeah, I was getting dinner ready.
That's what I was wondering. Is like, does Audrey do? Sometimes you ever just you just take charge and kind of and do it yourself? And do both of you guys brainstorm and come up with ideas, or is pretty much Audrey's, or how does that work?
It's mostly me and my mom. My dad doesn't really do like the video ideas unless it's baking. He's really good with those things.
Yeah, a lot of it's Audrey's choice. You know, this is her page. I might run it. I might, you know, be the one posting and commenting, and Julie helps comment. She'll, you know, she looks at everything as well. But we try to let Audrey, you know, do videos that she wants to do. I might make a suggestion. Hey, people really like when you do this, you know, or this or that, you know, and thankfully the baking, she just loves to bake and to cook. So that worked out really good, you know, along with the dancing and singing and stuff.
So Audrey, what's your favorite thing to bake?
My favorite thing would be Red Lobster biscuits. And I haven't made something in a while, so I might ask if I can make a batch of those, but I don't know if my parents will eat them, but I know I will.
Yeah, Mom and Dad, we're kind of on the, what do you want to call it, a COVID diet, because we, you know, it's been a long year, man, and not much to do except eat. So we've done that. So we're trying to watch our calories now.
Go in the snow and clean off Mom's car and don't put it in the eye.
Yeah, we went out and played in the snow today, so.
and we were cleaning off Mom's car because I don't know why. I just like to do that because we can't make a big snowman because it wasn't very compactable. And Dad was doing that and it went in my eye.
Yep, she got snow in her eye.
Well, you know, and hey, I'm with you on that COVID diet. Oh man, it has been a rough year. Let me ask you this, Audrey. You mentioned performing on the stage too, and I love performing on the stage. That's my favorite place in the world to be, is the stage. So, do you do any performing now anywhere? Anything like a show kids or anything like that?
No, this one performance I did. So there's this camp called Camp Sunshine, and every 2 weeks in the summer, I think, or just
every other year.
Yeah, every other year, they have DBA, and we went that 1 year. I said we can't go this year, but because it's my last year in the kids section, because next year I'll be in the like big kids, meaning like I'll be in like the teenagers area, and so last year was our first time, and I
2
did
years
it
ago.
2 years ago, sorry, and I did this performance because they had a talent show. So that's really the only thing that I probably would say that I've done besides all the Rachel Ray stuff. But that wasn't really on a stage. It was just like in the...
Well, they have a stage in the studio.
Yeah, it was like a stage / platform.
I think that's super cool. I do.
We have had to be super compliant with all of the, I guess, you know, regulations or even just recommendations. You know, she thankfully has a good immune system, and the DBA doesn't affect her lungs whatsoever. But when you hear that it can affect people that have health issues more in a more severe fashion, we heard that, and that was it. I work, Julie works from home. Audrey's in homeschool this year because of it, but we're hoping that she can get back into, in person in the fall. But yeah, we just haven't been able to do anything, work and then TV and eating.
I do have something to add about the DBA. Well, I was going to get a transfusion last week before Valentine's Day so I could get all juiced up, but I didn't need one. My count was 11.7.
Yeah, it was good.
Yay, that's great. Yep. Now, okay, now we haven't, okay, you mentioned, you talked about DBA, but exactly what is DBA?
Yeah, again, the name, you've already said it, diamond black fan anemia. And basically, it is an issue with red blood cells, and it causes the patient to become anemic. I know we've all heard that term. It's a different kind of anemia, though, because, when we first were introduced to it, we thought, oh, okay, she's going to get an iron infusion or take iron pills, and that'll take care of it. Unfortunately, it's not that easy. Her body takes in enough iron. It keeps actually right now she has more iron than she'd ever need, and I'll talk about that in a minute. Her body can't make the cells. So she takes the iron in, she absorbs it, but her body doesn't know what to do with it. It gets to a certain point when her bone marrow is, when her bone marrow is making or trying to make red blood cells, and they die too soon. It's a genetic issue. So there's only a few treatments for this illness right now. The one you start with is transfusion therapy. And basically it's every 3 to 4 weeks, or in some cases 6 or 7. Everybody's a little different. The person needs to go and get a red blood cell transfusion. So when Audrey was talking about the number, she said 11.7. That is her hemoglobin. So if you ever go and donate blood and they prick your finger and then they put the blood into a little machine and then they tell you the number sometimes, that's what they're checking. They're checking to see how much hemoglobin your blood has. Audrey, she'll get a blood transfusion and her count will go up, let's say, to a 12. Well, 4 weeks later, she'll go back and get her count done again, and it could be like a 9 or an 8. And in a normal person, they would keep the 12, your body, or, roughly there. But she can't make cells. So she has to have that red blood cell transfusion. I was mentioning iron. That is the concern that you have with a transfusion dependent person. Your body, basically when you eat, you take in a little bit of iron. You can eat super iron rich foods. Most of that food or that iron is going to pass right through you. It doesn't absorb it. Your body has one use for iron, and that is to make hemoglobin, red blood cells. So your body just absorbs just enough to do that. And the reason is iron is extremely toxic to us in actuality. And so since Audrey's body and others that have DBA aren't making those red blood cells, when they get their blood transfusion, and those cells usually live around 3 months. So, there's always cells dying in your body that they're supposed to replenish. Well, again, Audrey's not replenishing. So when those cells die, that iron is just left in her system. The body eventually picks that iron up and takes it to organs such as her liver, heart, and even like pancreas, and stores that iron there. And that is toxic. So Audrey also every day has to take what is called a chelation medicine. Thankfully, the one she's taking right now is oral. So she just takes 7 really small pills. I say 7, but we're going for that amount to keep the pill small so she doesn't have to, swallow bigger pills.
Swaller?
I know. I didn't mean that. Shows my Kentucky coming out. Swaller. I didn't mean to say it like that. So this medicine that she takes goes in, pulls that iron out, binds with it, and then you get rid of it. if you don't do that, the iron stays in your system, and it will cause major issues within, it's not an immediate thing, but down the road, it's not a good outcome. So you have to do that. Now, there are some DBA patients, and Audrey actually is one of them, that responded to prednisone. The problem with prednisone is that it's also a toxic drug that, if you have to take it every day, it's not really good for you. It has a lot of side effects. Some patients, though, are able to get into a super low dose that they take every other day, and it keeps their hemoglobin up. And that's great. They can do that. Unfortunately, Audrey was never a super responder. We were able to get her down, but not low enough. And it was really affecting her growth. And you can see in the older videos how small she was, while being, 9-10 years old. So the doctors recommended to us, let's take her off the prednisone, and go to transfusions. And the good thing is she's now growing really well, and we don't have any of the other side effects occurring. The bad news is every 3 to 4 weeks, she has to go, get an IV and, get a blood transfusion. And she also has to take that chelation medicine. But, she handles it, man. She's a champ. She does it. She doesn't like getting an IV. She can talk to you about that, but she does it. And, it's very impressive for a 12-year-old girl. Right?
My tooth is shiny.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. So,
that's super. I guess I'm not even sure the word I'm looking for, but that Audrey is one tough kid. And
she is.
She is you can tell you got a special daughter there, Scott.
Yep.
You really do.
We agree. She's been through a lot. The DBA, of course, has been there since birth, but she also had a small hole in her heart that they had to repair. Thankfully, they were able to do it by heart cath. They didn't have to do open heart surgery. Yeah, you know that. Remember
Okay. Well, I never actually thought about it that way.
On the interior of your heart, not on the exterior. There's valves and stuff in different chambers, and you had a hole in from one chamber to the other. And that's what they did. They took the heart cath and they had a little device that they put into the hole and plugged it up, and you're good to go.
I had a hole in
Yeah. She also had a cleft palate. Now, you couldn't see it. It wasn't in her lip, but it was in her palate, and they were able to repair that. I think she was probably around 1 year old. And that was a rough surgery. It was long. Thankfully, she can't remember it, but that one was tough to see her go through because we were there with her all night, and I could tell it hurt. They repaired a hole in her mouth. So, but that.
Also, it's like I could tell. Audrey's she seems like I know she's a fantastic kid, and she's smart. And everything that she's been through looks like this has built this little character of hers, who she is. So, and she's already accomplished a lot, and she's not even getting started yet. So,
yeah, I hear you. I agree. She through Rachel Ray, she's met the Brooklyn. Brooklyn City Knicks? Is that right?
Are you kidding me?
Nets.
It is.
I'm a music guy. I'm not a sports guy.
Yeah,
I'm a music guy. So, oh yeah, she met the New York City, the Knicks City Dancers.
Oh, cool.
And the Nets, yeah, both teams, and she got to dance with some of them, on Rachel Ray. She's met the Rockettes and got to dance with them. She got to meet a couple ballet dancers with the New York City Ballet, and they taught her a part of the Nutcracker, I believe. And they also sent us to see that, which was awesome. That was really, really cool. So she's gotten to do a ton of stuff. She met Taylor Swift. which is one of her favorite artists. And she also got to dance and sing with Selena Gomez, and that's another one of her favorites.
That's super.
So just really cool stuff. Really cool stuff.
Well, let me ask Audrey. Audrey, what was it like meeting Taylor Swift?
It was very awesome meeting Taylor Swift. Because she's like my favorite music artist ever.
You gotta come over here. Get talking to him.
Sorry. She's my favorite music artist, and it was really cool because we got to go in a limo, and my mom took me to Target, and we got to pick out a very special. Excuse me.
Goodness gracious. You got to leave that burp in. Man.
Oh,
that
it's in
awesome.
there. That's staying in there, Audrey. Your burp is staying in the show.
My mom took me to Target, and I picked out a special dress for that day. And it was just very awesome. She was very busy, so it wasn't like meeting Selena Gomez where I got to hang out and dance with her.
Yeah.
But I did get to give her a hug, and she gave me a happy birthday. And
Oh, that's right. She met Taylor Swift on her birthday.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we got she was playing in Lexington, Kentucky. We live in Louisville, so it's about an hour away. But it was awesome that Rachel Ray had a limo pick us up and drive us there, and pick us up and drive us home. So it was a really cool trip.
Now, Selena Gomez, she got to hang out with Selena Gomez?
I'll let her explain that to you.
So basically, not like hang out like you would with your friends, but like we were the last in the line, so we got to just talk to it, and we even danced to my favorite song, and then we went to see the concert. Also, fun fact, my family actually was there, and I didn't know it, and I'm kind of upset about that because I couldn't say hi to her.
Yes, Selena Gomez really spent a lot of time with her. I personally wasn't at that one with them because that was here in Louisville. So I let, my wife and Audrey go and said, have fun, And it was really cool, though, because Selena had commented on one of Audrey's videos. What's that?
They put that on Good Morning.
Oh, yeah. But so Selena Gomez had commented on one of Audrey's videos. So when they met her, Selena knew who she was, which was really, really cool. And then that's basically that evening, Selena shared that I'll call it a performance of Audrey and her singing one of her songs and dancing. And that was the most shared Instagram post of that year. Wow. And Audrey was in it. And Good Morning America showed it, and just really cool stuff, man. It really makes you feel a lot better and good about things. Audrey's received a pretty bum deal when it comes to the blood illness, and she's really taken it, and she deals with it, man. She handles it, and I think she also encourages and inspires a lot of people at the same time.
I can't imagine, what you guys, deal with on a stress level and a lot of things, what you guys have been through as parents. But the magic in all this is that you get to see your daughter doing things, and she's got something, in her that you wonder, like, wow, would I be that tough?
I know for a fact I would be. I mean, Audrey even makes fun of me, when it comes to needles and things. I mean, I've actually gotten used to it. You can tell it, it's okay. So, when there's, again, COVID's not happening, my wife and I would have blood drives and different things at our offices. And that's one thing that I've gotten used to is donating blood. And, before that, I would have fallen on the ground and cried, you're going to do what to me? But, knowing that Audrey has to get, an IV pretty much every month, it changes you, it changes you. So, are you going to come here and tell that story?
So Audrey's got a funny story she needs to tell.
She does want to tell a story. Here she comes.
Sorry, I'm getting my twins formula ready in my You stop. Okay. So in my twins, I have twin baby dolls, and I'm getting a formula. But anyhow, so the story. I think. What age was I?
Oh, 6 months. Yeah, you were little.
Okay, I was like this.
Yeah.
But anyhow, so I was 6 months, a very cute baby. Unlike my mom, we have a competition. She says she's the cutest baby, but I know I'm the cutest baby. Anyhow, and it was my first blood drive ever because, yeah, and my dad was giving blood. And
Well, I didn't quite get to that point.
Dad?
Okay. I was trying to give blood.
Okay,
You just didn't say it like that.
well, and they stuck his finger, and he just saw the blood dripping. Apparently, I don't think it was that. I think it was the needle. And he fainted, and my mom just saw him bring a
I
bucket.
didn't fully faint. I was conscious.
And my mom saw the nurse bring a bucket of ice and a clipboard and just.
It was yeah. Yeah. This is what I'll give you what really happened. Okay. She stuck my finger and I was fine. And then she kept squeezing because she couldn't get the blood to go. She was brand new and she couldn't get the tube that they needed to put the sample into the machine. And she just kept pushing, and I made a mistake, and I looked over and saw it, and that was it. I felt I got all clammy and started sweating, and that's when they went over and started fanning me, and they got me over and laid me down, and then Julie brought me one of Audrey's teddy bears so that I could get better.
Oh man.
But since then I have donated many, many times. So
Absolutely. Well, I tell you what, Scott, if you don't mind, before we get off here, could you let the listeners know if first of all, where they could go to find out information about DBA, and if anybody wanted to donate any money to its cause?
Yeah.
So, and where they could find Audrey's cooking videos. Yeah.
Well, we always direct people to the DBA Foundation, which is www.dbafoundation.org. And you can make donations there. And basically the foundation is a wonderful institution that has a medical board that reviews different research proposals and really gets into the science. I mean, there are doctors that do this for us, and they know, they are able to take the money and direct it to where it really needs to go. So, and in fact, when we've done our different fundraisers, either through social media or in person, we always forward that money straight to the foundation because they do so much good with it. So again, www.dbafoundation.org. Now, if you want to just, smile and have a good time and see Audrey, you can go to our Facebook page, and that is called Audrey's DBA Photo Booth. And then she also has a YouTube channel, which is basically Audrey Nethery. You just search Audrey Nethery and there you go. And if you put her name into Google or whatever search engine you use, it'll all pop up. I mean, you'll be able to find her pretty easily.
Yeah, Audrey is everywhere. Well, I tell you what, guys, I really appreciate you guys coming on the podcast. This has been great. Good conversation. And heck, I can't wait to get back up that way sometime.
Oh yeah. And thank you very much. I mean, this has been a blast. I really appreciate the opportunity for us to come on here, and we will be doing in-person benefits again as soon as it's safe. So, we're connected on Facebook, so I'll make sure that when it's going to happen. We'd love to have you guys again.
Awesome. Thank you, Scott. And thank you, Audrey.
Thank you.
Okay, that does it for this episode of the Abracadamn podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed that conversation with Scott and Audrey. I know when I first went back and listened to this episode, I just automatically would get a giant grin on my face when I would hear Audrey tell her cute little stories. So also be sure to check out her page at Audrey's DBA Photo Booth and definitely donate something to their cause. That would be amazing. I do want to announce I've got some upcoming show dates coming up in Atlanta, March 26th and 27th. It's going to be at the Center Stage. It's down there off Peachtree Street, I believe. And it's going to be called Comedy and Stuff. So I will give some more information about that coming soon. Guys, thank you for following and subscribing to the podcast. And like always, Abracadamn. Thank you for listening.